What's up, everybody? This is yours truly, Robert Ferguson, Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. And today we are going to have I'm going to call this very intriguing and interesting conversation about how there is a supplement, something that you can buy that can help you preserve your skeletal muscle. We're not just talking about guessing. There's actually tests been put in place to demonstrate this. We're talking randomized placebo-controlled trials, which is the highest level of proving the efficacy of such a supplement. And the data is there. And I wrote an article about it, and I am going to be sharing that article with you. And if you look below, you will see that there is a link, and you can go and read the article at any time. I reference exactly where the article or the citation, the study actually took place. There is a hack to it. So sometimes people are like, just get to it. Just tell me what to do. Well, let me just tell you right now, omega-3 is very important. If there was one supplement everyone would benefit from, it would be a high quality omega-3 supplement. Now, when I say a high quality omega-3 supplement, I am saying that because not all omega-3s or fish oils are created equal. They are not. A large majority of the ones that people are buying over the counter don't work. How do we know that? Because it's been tested. So we are a test-based approach methodology, if you will, when it comes to omega-3. We have a test you could do at home, and you can find out if your omega-3 is of quality that's going to help yield the outcomes that we're about to talk about or not. And there's no reason to guess. There is no reason to guess. Okay? You can find out with clarity. And there are people who are missing this opportunity because I would be willing to bet you right now that most dietitians, most M-O-S-T, most nutritionists, most doctors, most personal trainers do not know what I'm about to share with you. I will put money on it. That's why I wanted to have this conversation, and that's why I took the time, because I was motivated. I had a Jerry Maguire moment last night, and I decided to write the article. Okay, and we'll talk about it. And I'm bringing on one of our amazing coaches, Miss Susie Lopez. Hello, Susie.
Hi, Robert. How's it going?
It is going. So thank you for doing an impromptu and jumping on and having this conversation with me.
Yes, thank you for
Because I
having me.
know that in your journey as a nutritionist and health and weight loss coach, this probably got your attention, the topic.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And you heard my statement, and I'm not being mean, I'm just keeping it real, that most personal trainers, think of all the people you've ever met, okay? Think of all the dietitians, all the nutritionists, all the doctors, okay? Think about walking up to them and saying, hey, did you know that omega-3s can help you preserve your skeletal muscle? Matter of fact, I was very specific. We talked a lot about an article, disuse atrophy. Now, before you start talking, Susie, because I'm going to bring you on, I want you to
Okay.
talk.
All right.
The links are below if you want to watch the article. If you want to contact Susie, her website's there. You can contact her there through there. My website's there. You can contact me. We have a free subscription to our newsletter. I encourage you to go there. And if you have not subscribed on YouTube, do that. Okay. Let's just dive in.
Okay.
Okay. And it's funny because we're talking about, disuse atrophy. So for those who are new to atrophy, I want you to think of, it's the opposite. The opposite of that is hypertrophy. So if someone was building muscle or growing, that would be on the hypertrophy side. Atrophy would be when you're losing muscle, right? So imagine if someone, maybe it was you break a leg or you break an arm, they put you in the cast. So you have limited motion. You're not able to use that leg. You're not able to use that cast, or maybe you can't walk for a while, or God forbid you get cancer and you're stuck in the bed for a long period of time. Without using that muscle, you start to lose that muscle. And that's atrophy. Like I tore my Achilles tendon years ago, and I think I have good looking legs personally. Um, and I've been told by many people. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And so if you look at my calves, they used to be equal as far as size. But when I tore my Achilles on my left leg, I couldn't walk around. I was in a cast and I was in a walking boot, and I never got that muscle back. And that was like in my early 30s or like into my 20s when this happened. And I
Oh,
never got my muscle back.
yeesh.
So that's what they say. When you lose it, sometimes you ain't getting it back. Now, I rambled. You know what I want to talk about. What comes to mind, Susie, for you? Like, where would you like to begin?
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? Like a funny comedy movie that we've seen. But I don't know that that's where we're going to go today with, building muscle necessarily, but what can be done to preserve muscle, right? Especially when it gets harder to build and preserve it, which I would say it's above 50 years old. Is that correct, Robert?
Well, we start losing muscle usually like in our mid to late 20s. And
Oh,
then you just naturally lose it over time. And after the age of 60, it starts to speed up dramatically. And after 80, I mean, it speeds up like even faster. And that's what you have this thing called sarcopenia. In Greek, that means vanishing flesh. So by the time we're 20, by the time we're 60, compared to say being 25, 30, 25%, it's estimate you could have lost up to 25% of your skeletal muscle. And then it ranks up. So muscle is tied into health. Muscles tied into looking more young. Like muscles tied in. I mean, think about all the people you see at the gym who lift weights regularly. I bet they look younger.
they do. They do.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
That's a good indication of where your health is. Definitely. If you're losing weight and looking younger, not older, right? Not like you're aging.
Amen. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this study. There was a study done, and it was significant in its outcome. And there's continued research going down with this. And we'll get into it heavy. I want to walk through the article for people who don't like to read, or wait, maybe as I walk through it, you and I can have a discussion about it. But omega 3s help. Now, we're talking about the supplement. And I know you had a question about, is there a way to get it without a supplement?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you know the answer to this is eat more fish,
Yes. Fatty fish.
fatty fish. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
They don't like it, or they don't see themselves doing that, becoming a habit. Right.
Well, yeah, they just don't. I mean, have you had clients that just don't want to eat fish?
Did I lose you?
Nope, I'm here. I said, do you have clients that don't want to eat fish, right?
I don't know
Okay.
what's happening, but I couldn't hear
Okay.
any of that.
Okay. Well, can you hear me now, Susie?
I
So
can. Yes.
okay. So I said that I'm sure you've had clients or you met people who do not want to eat fish.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Some people just don't like fish. They don't like the taste of it. They don't like the smell. It's just not their thing.
Right. And so if you're not going to get it through eating things naturally, right? And we're talking marine base, whether it's algae base or some type of fish, right? Then you want to supplement, and you just need to
Absolutely.
make sure you have the right supplement. They're not all the same.
But then that's where the question comes in, because I've had clients ask me, well, can I just go purchase, something at the pharmacy or whatever I see online? How do you know if you have a quality supplement?
Well, with most supplements out there, you don't know because there's no way of testing it, right? We have a test that people can do in the privacy of their home that will let them know if their product is working. Right. So I had a client recently who wanted to save money. So she went down the street or wherever she lives and bought an omega 3 supplement, a fish oil. And she said, I got something at a good price. And my comments back to her was, yeah, but it's probably not going to work. And there's a way to find out. And she doesn't want to test it. She doesn't want to find out. I was talking to one of our coaches, and she was telling me about her husband yesterday, who's been taking a fish oil for a few years, doesn't want to do the test. He doesn't want to know that the product is working. So you're going to always have people who want to remain in a place where they're right, where they don't want to know, Susie. And I know that goes against everything in your head. It's like, well, why wouldn't a person want to know? But that's
Right.
how
It
people
just
are.
doesn't
They
make
would,
sense.
I mean, Dr. Phil said it very clear. You know, he would always ask people, do you want to be right or do you want different results? And a lot of people are stubborn. They just want to be right. So they won't test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
All right. So let's go through this article. So I set it up and I titled it Omega-3 Fatty Acids, a Potential Ally in Preventing Age-Related Muscle Atrophy. So basically preventing age-related muscle atrophy. Okay, so as we all get older, we are going to lose muscle. Disuse atrophy is when you have someone who does not want to work out. They are not going to work out. You can tell them all the benefits that come with lifting weights and resistance training, but guess what, Susie? They are not going to do it.
Yep.
Some
I get
people are just not going to do it. Now, this study was put together and done for this specific reason, right? Because you have more and more people maturing. They're in nursing homes, assisted living, right?
Yes.
And so they wanted to see, like, well, if these people are not going to lift weights, they're not going to perform resistance training, they've never exercised their whole life. So why are we trying to get them to do it now? They're just not going to do it. So they did a trial where they broke them up. It was randomized, placebo-controlled trial. They had a group that got the placebo, then they had a group that got the omega-3, okay, fatty acid.
Yes.
And we're talking significant difference, 50%. So the people in the study, in the randomized placebo-controlled trial, who used the oil, right, the quality omega-3, they did not lose skeletal muscle like the group that didn't have it. I
That's
mean,
amazing. That's
significant.
yes, that is significant. 50% chance that you're gonna keep that
50%.
muscle.
Yep. So the first thing that came up was the preservation they were looking at of muscle mass, right? So again, the people who were participating that received the omega-3, significant smaller reduction in muscle mass compared to the placebo group. And so the thought is that the omegas may help mitigate, if you will, muscle loss during periods of inactivity. So if I was on bed rest, or if I had cancer and I wasn't going to be moving, if I was in a nursing home and I know I'm not going to walk and do as much as I used to, I would be pumping up the omega-3s. Because the more muscle you lose, the sooner you decline.
Yes. Isn't it like the percentage, of incident when you can get like a hip fracture and things like that, what comes along with the loss of skeletal muscle, right?
Yes. I mean,
And then
this is mind-blowing to me.
it is. It is. It's something that you can just do. You can just add to your daily, healthcare routine. It's not even something that requires a lot of effort. I mean, really, it's
Okay.
something you can stick.
So then think about this. We're talking only about muscle loss, right? We're talking about preserving muscle. Okay. The benefits of just that. We're not talking about the reduced risk of various cancers or reduced risk of Alzheimer's and dementia or reduced risk for a whole bunch of things to include inflammation. You know what I mean? We're not even
Yeah.
talking about all those benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, it just keeps going, right? The benefits to increasing omega-3s is just it seems endless. It seems
Yeah.
like the benefits are endless. Yeah.
So let me ask you, right? So let's say I came to you and I say, "Hey, Susan," and you didn't know me, but you're a nutritionist and you're doing the things that you're doing. And let's say you didn't know what we're talking about right now. And I shared with you how if your clients were taking a quality omega-3, it could help. And let's say you work with a lot of seniors, it would help them preserve their skeletal muscle. What would be your pushback or what would be your joy if you were learning that you could make available to your clientele a supplement that is test-based, studies, evidence that prove that it can help them preserve their muscle? What would be your pushback or what would be your joy?
I mean, I can't think of much of a pushback because if you're saying test based, which means it's not just someone saying it works, it's not just someone giving you a story that it works. It's a test that's saying that it works. Um, and when you talk about quality, that's another question I think people would have, or maybe I would have, is what does that mean exactly? How do we define quality, right? Um, but if I know that I can help people just by this one, just with this one supplement alone, I mean, the joy is really endless because it's if my heart is really to help people, specifically seniors, which I've actually acquired quite a few senior clients recently, and I'm just continuously talking about the benefits. Now this is one more thing I'm going to talk about because it's just amazing to me. But I can only imagine, um well, I should say I can imagine somebody who would not want to offer this to people that they're working with that they know that they're going to benefit from in this way. I don't know, does that make sense how I just
Oh no, I
explained all
mean,
that?
it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. But trust me, a lot of people, because if it's not their idea, okay, and I see this in the corporate world. If I went to a trainer, if I went to a nutritionist and I shared all the studies, you can't argue this stuff. Millions of dollars invested in proving these outcomes. There are still people who would not come on board and make it available to their constituents, to their clients. That's why I was saying, like, if you could put on your hat, because I'm always intrigued when there's something that they could make available to their clients and yet they don't do it. And I've personally experienced that, right? I used to have an office inside of a fitness center and a gym. And you would watch people come into the gym, Susie. They would go into my office, they would leave. Now they weren't members of the gym, but every week you would see all of my clients getting smaller. And then you would see all these people in the gym not losing 1 pound. And then you go to a gym, I guarantee you that the people that were overweight 3 months ago, they're still overweight. You don't see change in the gym. You don't. And
Yeah.
if you've experienced, and I've consulted Gold's Corporate, which is the largest co-ed gym in the world, World's Gym. I've done work with a whole bunch of these organizations. And for years, since I've been in this space, people do not lose weight when they go to a gym. Now, they used to lose weight when they went to Weight Watchers because they were focusing on their nutrition. But for some reason, people who go to a gym don't lose weight, who say they're joining the gym to lose weight. They just don't lose it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've experienced the same thing just in the last couple of years. With my fitness routine, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen same people look the same.
Yeah,
So,
and think about it, a lot of them have personal trainers. They're paying $400, $500, $600 a month,
yeah,
and ain't nothing changing. And so if you went to some of these trainers and you share with them something that could help them, many of them will choose not to do it because it's not their idea. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And I don't know if you call that ego. I don't know what you call that, but I see it in the corporate world. And that's one of the challenges, right, for people, because if they're not their own health advocate, right, then they're counting on the people that they could run in contact with. Like if you came to me, Susie, a year ago and you said, "Hey, I have a quality omega-3 and there's a test." Well, for me, I'm different because I would have been like, "Show me the test,"
Yeah.
right? Because that's what happened. I was like, I want to see the test, and I needed to find out how legit the test was. And it
Yeah.
was third party. I was like, okay, you can't argue this. So anyone, like when I talk to even coaches that have chose not to make this available, our coaches, I just go, they're either really like not the brightest person in the world, like there's something off because this is that helpful for people. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
something has to be off, or that person just don't understand and they're just ignorant to it.
And sometimes it does take a little bit more understanding because I know coming from my personal experience, it took me a little bit to understand, the testing process, the benefits that omega 3 had on our body. Like there's a process to it, right? But once you are shown the information, once you begin to understand, if you don't, then it's like, okay, then what? What's stopping you?
Yeah. I mean, and even if a person didn't want to, let's say, be in the business or make it available to people, um, I would say they would be recommending people to you or recommending to me, and for those who are listening, like, I mean, if you want to help people and people who are maturing and getting older, they should know about this. I mean, there's a movement right now in the field of geriatric health, right, which ties into losing muscle. And they are fascinated with what the omega-3s can do. Because when you're dealing with geriatric health, there's not a whole bunch that can be done. And so now to find out that we can slow the loss of muscle by making sure they have an adequate amount of omega-3, that's a game changer. That's giving someone back a significant part of what ties into quality of life.
That's given people hope too, Robert, because a lot of people begin to lose hope as they age that they can improve their health. And to me, this is a huge opportunity to give people some hope as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. Now, Diana asked a question. She says, does omega-3s also help with bone also? So let's follow the pathway. What helps reduce bone loss? Well, we know resistance training, which means skeletal muscle. So the more skeletal muscle you can keep, guess what? That means the more bone you can keep. So
Yes,
bone and muscle, they're one and the same.
one and the same.
One and the same. So hopefully that helps you out there, Diana. And then Janet asked, quick question. I want to start taking the Enzino. It says 175 pounds should take 2.5. Okay. That's a good question. And I don't know if I believe you would do this, Susie, but if you recommend it, if someone's using the omegas,
Hmm.
I like to look at, are you eating any fish during the week? So I would say, Janet, are you eating any fish? So if you're eating fish 2 times a week, then I would say, 2 teaspoons a day would be plenty, even at over 200 pounds. If you're not eating fish at all during the week, right? And I'm going to stick to fish, like marine style. I'm not talking about flaxseed and chia seeds because that makes up with a really small percentage of what we're really trying to get out of the omegas. Then I would just add more. You know what I mean? So you could do 2.5 or 3 teaspoons a day.
Then go based off the body weight, right? Is what you're saying.
Yeah, if you're not eating fish at all, it's to your benefit to go off body weight.
Okay.
But if you're eating fish, then I think you're just fine.
That's great. No, that's
And the
good.
good news is that in 4 months, when you retest, if you're not, then you say, you know what, I'm going to bump it up a little bit. But then again, you may lose weight between, inside of a 4-month period. So then you won't need as much anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
All right. So in my sharing this, and of course, there's an article if somebody wants to read more. I would say do that. Any questions that you have, Susie?
Well, I'm not sure if we already answered. Again, this is test based, right? Um, but how could we talk about how to know? And I know you said there isn't too many great supplements out there, but is there a way to know if we're taking a good supplement? Like, how do we know
Yes.
the quality?
Okay, are we talking omegas or are we talking any supplement? Because there's
Okay,
thousands of them.
let's talk about just omega. Just
Okay,
omega.
so this keeps coming up where people, okay, so Judy, one of, Judy.
Yes.
Judy's husband is taking an omega. He's been taking one for a couple years. And he says he wants to improve his health. And so I said, well, Judy, you need to test him. And he may not want to get tested because he doesn't want to find out that what he's been taking for 2 years is not working. So if someone's taking an omega, then test it. Just take the test.
That's the best way to find out.
Well, that's the only way to find out.
Yeah.
That is it. So why wouldn't you take the test? Because my mom went 4 years taking some fish oil. Your doctor that you were doing work with was taking the same one. And both we found out that both of them, it wasn't working.
Yep, insufficient.
And now my mom is taking the one that we endorse, and her numbers are she's in balance.
Have you had other clients, customers test based off of a different supplement, Robert, besides the one that we are familiar with?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen 6 different supplements that so far got tested. 6.
And they're all bad. They're
all bad. They all failed miserably. Yeah, and I'm keeping the data. I'm keeping track. They all failed miserably.
That's great. I've only had one other one. My sister, she
was taking one. All right. So what happened?
So my sister was taking I want to say like a CVS bought supplement, omega-3 supplement, and she'd only been taking it for about a month. And so when I started telling her about this, she said, well, let me finish what I have right now, and then we'll talk about what you got. So she did that, and then we did the test.
Okay, what was
really
the test?
Her results were really bad. Her ratio was 38-1.
So wasted. Everybody listen up. If you don't want to waste your money, okay, like Susie's sister was wasting her money.
Yes.
And here's the good news. She did the test, and now she knows. Right. There's so many supplements that people take and don't even know if it's working. They have no clue. So the test base is what got my attention. So Valeria just asked, what is the test and supplement? Okay, Valeria. So I made links available. You can email my assistant, Lori. I recommend you do a free consultation with me. We could be on the phone for 10 minutes, and I'll tell you exactly what it is, because I recommend everyone get the test and then get a month's supply of the oil, the one that we endorse. And that's only $42 a month. I mean, it can be $42 up to $62. So $42 a month, you got something that's working. And I'm confident it's going to work, right? And in 4 months, we give you a free test to prove that it's working, right? So a red blood cell membrane lives on average 120 days. So that's what we're testing. And you prick your little finger at home, doesn't even hurt. You put it in a self-addressed envelope. It goes all the way to Norway at the #1 most respected lab in the world for this type of testing. And then that's it.
Right.
Now, Janet asked the question, does it work with osteoarthritis? Well, yes. Does it help with rheumatoid arthritis? Yes,
it does.
Anything where inflammation exists, omega-3s, there's studies, hundreds, thousands of studies that support, but you got to make sure you got one that's working.
Well, I can tell you, Robert, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis, and she was actually off the supplement that she was taking when she started taking ours recently. But she did take a different one last year, and when she was consistent with it last year. But she can tell me that it's completely different. The benefit she is feeling now from this one that we are recommending is completely different. She is, I mean, I almost no, I have to say that I had tears in my eyes this last week when she came over, because she's like, look, I can go up and down your stairs, no problem. She's like, I can go up on the ladder, no problem. And I just had a moment where I'm like, my mom is healthy, and there is nothing that can make me feel any better than that, because
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me tell Valerie, I can get you the test and the supplement. So just either email me. I'm at robert@dietfreelife.com, and I'll tell you what we need to do. We can get you started. Now, the reason why I said hold up for a second, you guys. Susie's dad has dry eye. Had dry eye, which we know a good quality omega-3 helps with that. Now he's not using anything.
Right. Yeah.
And now and I had to find that out looking at Susie's Facebook page. Now she's sharing with us how her mom has rheumatoid arthritis, right?
Yes, she does. Yes.
And you're telling me that, I mean, you're sharing what you're sharing with. I mean, that's amazing. Have you shared that on Facebook yet?
I haven't, but I will. I was just so happy. I was just so happy for her, that I could help her like that. And it's been a journey for her with this condition, and it's brought hope back into her life. And now she's thinking about offering this to our relatives in Mexico, which we know that this product is available there now. So, when you talk about just having the right heart to help people, it's like, if you know that something is going to help someone, why not? You don't have to be, the most educated, or you don't have to, know the right people. It's just have the heart to help people and find a way to do it. Um, so I don't know. That's just one story. Yeah, I have a few more, but I don't know if you want to keep going on that. So
No, I mean I mean, we're just sharing information that people aren't aware of.
right.
Because if someone, like I was telling my partner, and I've shared this with you, or maybe you've heard me talk about it, his mom, before she died, her dry eye got so bad, they kept trying different drops. Then they used these gels. They attempted to block her tear ducts. And one of the things that she liked when she was getting older was the ability to do puzzles and read. And those things were taken away from her because her eyes were too wide and she couldn't do it. And to find out that was that's a deficiency of omega-3.
Right. Yeah.
And to keep that from someone, it's kind of like, okay, so it's all right. Here's an example. Let's say you created this product that we make available to people, right? And I go, man, Susie created an amazing product, and you showed it to me, and you tell me that I can actually sell it to people, and I'm impressed with what I see, and then I never sell it. Am I hating on you, or am I hating on people?
Yeah. Yeah. You're hating on people because you're not making it available to the people that need it.
Yeah, but see, I may not do that because I don't want you to make money. I mean, how many people hear me and know what I'm saying? I'm serious. In the comments, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, because I know people like this.
Oh, that's
Even though it can help other people, they will not endorse it. They will not support it because they don't want to help you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And that's the world we live in. It's like I mean, it's weird. I mean, I would be, if you came with a product like that, I would go, man, I would be very proud of you. I would be a little jealous in a nice, loving way. I'd be like, man, what a brilliant idea. And I would not keep it. I couldn't keep that a secret. I would want to share that with other people. Now, if I could make money sharing it, yeah, I'm gonna share it even more, right? Because that's just human nature. But if I couldn't make money, would I share it? Absolutely. I mean, I didn't make money doing the Fatty 15. I saw it as an amazing product. I thought it was modern day, like this is amazing, and I share it. It's like when I do interviews with people that have books. If it's a good book and it makes sense, I would like to share it with people that I know that would appreciate it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
follow me? It's like, but
Yeah.
see, maybe you can't get your mind to wrap around that because you're such a kind, giving person, and you couldn't imagine, doing that to other people.
No, that makes sense. I think it's just, I think it's ego, pride gets in the way. And I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, when you have something, and we haven't even like I want to do a whole talk because I have this new gut reset program that I'm making available. It's like 30 days long, and I have these smoothies, right, that I've been working on. I got 15 smoothies in this program, and they're unique, and they're all about gut health, right, and brain health. So the gut connected to the brain connected to the gut. We want to feel better. We want to look better, right? So if you, as you know, if you get your gut in better balance, everything improves. You follow me?
yes, gut
Okay.
health. Yes.
Now, I want to talk about polyphenols because they don't get talked about enough, and most people really don't even know like what they are, right? Because they usually get lumped into antioxidants, which they work like antioxidants, but they're not antioxidants. And and for those of you who are hearing me for the first time, like a polyphenol is what gives a lot of fruits and vegetables their colors, and they help prevent and reduce the risk of various cancers. I mean, you name it, they're very powerful, and we want polyphenols because it helps reduce the risk of all chronic diseases. It helps with reduction of inflammation, and it just so happens to be one of the key ingredients in the omega that Susie and I endorse. Is rich in polyphenols, and that's what makes it work. And these polyphenols are powerful. Now back to the smoothie. The smoothie that I sent you, Susie, if you notice, there's no banana in there.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay. And the reason why is because blueberries that are rich in polyphenols, when consumed with bananas, get canceled out.
Okay, new information.
Yeah, this is a good one. So, I mean, I want to have a whole talk. I'm going to do this in our coach training this week, this Thursday, because
Okay.
I was reading a study, randomized placebo-controlled trial. They're able to measure it. So there is we're talking settled science here. The people who had banana with the blueberries, because of an enzyme in the bananas, it's called polyphenols oxidase, which it does exactly that as oxidation. It blunts the polyphenols that you get from the blueberries.
Wow.
So to give that smoothie, in our gut reset, what I'm doing. So that's like one of the key recipes that people are getting who are doing the gut reset, is that
Okay.
they get that and they get the understanding behind it. But at the same time, I'm taking advantage of the time with people with the gut reset program is to help them become more knowledgeable of what polyphenols are and why they're so important. So anyway, for those of you, as we were talking about the omegas, these omegas that we recommend, they're fused with polyphenols, which is amazing. So,
which is something you won't find with other supplements, other omega-3s.
No, you don't see that anywhere.
Right.
And we know the benefits. That's why they always say blueberries are good for everything when it comes to your health. It's for your brain. And then if you got the omega-3s, right? that's rich in DHA that's good for the brain. I mean, you're talking bringing in an arsenal to combat, dementia and Alzheimer's and brain fog and all the negatives that come with that.
Yeah, more benefits for seniors, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Now we have one more. Marilyn's on. She says, yes, it does. She's referring to rheumatoid arthritis. Her mom has it and osteoporosis, and it's helping her.
That's
I'm telling
awesome,
you,
Marilyn. Yeah.
we're on to something, Susie.
Yes, we are.
And just think right now, when you go to your gym, do they have personal trainers at the gym where you go to?
They don't, but I've been to gyms where they do.
You go to a gym and there's no personal trainers?
There is nothing being marketed like for someone to hire a personal trainer. There's personal trainers teaching group classes there, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, you have people who are health advocates, teachers of fitness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Do you believe that they're all aware of how this omega
No,
could help everybody in their
they're
classes?
not. They're not. No.
So what are you going to do to change that?
I need to talk to them.
And you know what? I would say talk to them, not just the fact that maybe they will help you, like, let their constituents or let people know.
Yeah.
But I would like you to do it for your own experiment so you can see how people will block other people from getting access to things that can help them. It's a sad thing, but it's real.
So you want me to live it for myself?
Oh no, I mean it's sad, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like people will not tell other people about others because they don't have a humble spirit. And if they think it's going to help you, sometimes those people that are hating on people, they're hating on us, and because of that is blocking others from getting help. So I'll give you an example. You ready?
Okay.
Let's say that I've trained a whole bunch of people over the years, and I've shared data on how we can help reverse type 2 diabetes. And I've had a lot of people that I've met who have moms and dads with diabetes. And let's say they're not a nutritionist. They will not tell their mom about our program. That's their mom.
Yeah.
And even though they've heard us and they can see that we can help people reverse type 2 diabetes, get people off medications, people will not tell their parents who are in need of help. They will not tell them about us.
That's just so unfortunate.
So all you got to do is, if you just think about that, think about all the people that they've watched you lose weight. They've watched you get your health together. They've watched you help all these people. And they know people that could use help, but they won't tell them because in a way they're hating on you, Susie.
Yeah, I know. That's how it works, unfortunately.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I remember, okay, so my daughter, when I took her out to run track, right? She goes, Daddy, will you take me to the track? I go, yeah. So we went above and beyond because the first 2 tracks we went to, they were closed. And then we went to the track, and so we get there. Now, I ran track, and I've been a teacher and a coach my entire adult life. And I wasn't the fastest guy on the team, but I did run track, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way up to graduating. And then, becoming an adult, being in the Marine Corps, we use the track, we trained, you know what I mean? Like I get track. Yeah. And so we get on the track, and my daughter, I'm like, well, you want to warm up, sweetheart? And then she goes, well, how do I warm up? Because she's brand new. So I remember a couple little drills. So I show her a couple drills. And then she wants to practice running. And I say, you know what? Let's not do this. And she's like, what do you mean? I go, because I need to take you to a coach who's really good at this. And I don't want to mess you up, sweetie. I think you have potential. And I don't want to attempt to teach you something when someone who's doing this as a profession I would want you to have really good like good strong foundation, like basics.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to have been her superhero that day and teacher because of my ego. But it ain't about me. You see what I mean? It's about
Yeah.
her. And I see the same thing. If there was someone who did nutrition or training that I believe could help them, if someone came to me better than me, and I didn't feel like I could do, and I felt that that person could give them something that I couldn't give them, I would encourage my client to go to that other person. I would. I don't need to be the hero as far as taking the credit. I can take the credit by saying, nah, I'm gonna introduce you to someone. And I think they would be a better coach for you at this moment in time.
Yeah, that's really caring for someone, knowing what's best, right? And knowing that you're not going to bring the best, that someone else will. And so that's actually love, caring for people, um, loving on
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah. I mean, because then you remove the narcissism, right? It's not about me or you. It's about how can we better help this person,
right.
which goes back to the omegas. How could I know what I like? It's kind of like watching my daughter not have menstrual cramps. Third month now. And for almost 3 years, every month she had cramps. And now with the omegas, there's no cramps.
I'm on month 2 of that, Robert. I'm just putting all my business out there today. I'm on month 2 of no menstrual cramps on the omega-3 oil. So
So
yeah, it's
did,
awesome.
so did you ever use Midol?
No, not Midol, just like Tylenol,
Okay.
Motrin.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Like, why do you laugh at Midol? What's so funny about that?
You just been saying it the way you're saying it, just kind of it's funny, but
I say it
uh,
like I really don't know what it is, huh?
yeah, that's why.
Do I sound like robotic, like a AI or something?
Yeah, yeah. You're like
Midol.
Midol.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, thank you for sharing. I mean, if it's real, why keep that a secret?
Yes.
Why keep that a secret?
I keep it
We
a
all so everybody can benefit from what we just went over today.
everyone can. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a couch potato, I mean, among all the other benefits, I mean, why wouldn't someone, you know, it's kind of, I guess we just wait on our doctors to say when something's important, right? It's like no one was testing for vitamin D3 until it became the big push, right, from the American Medical Association. Now, I believe personally that part of the reason why people are deficient in vitamin D3 is because they put sunscreen on every day.
Wait, say that one again.
I believe that part of the reason why many people are deficient in vitamin D3 is because they wear sunscreen every day.
Okay, interesting.
Right? So sunscreen is a whole business,
Right?
billions of dollars, and now vitamin D3 is billions of dollars. You start following the paths, you go, okay, wait a minute. Like I never wear sunscreen, like maybe 1%. If it's so hot that I think I could burn, then yeah, maybe on my shoulders. But my kids are always like, Daddy, you don't wear sunscreen. Nope. I said, you know how many people were slaves in Memphis and they were out in that sun for years and they didn't have sunscreen? And there's actually people there's actually people who believe that the seed oils do something in the skin that makes you more vulnerable for skin cancer and getting burned.
Wow. Those are really interesting topics.
Very. So I guess those are things we
Yeah.
should get back to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let me
Yeah.
see. So Cecilia, what's up, Cecilia? She says, need the test and supplement, please. Cecilia, all you gotta do is shoot me a text. We jump on the phone for 5-10 minutes and I get your basics and we'll get you your tests and your oil. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just so impressed with it's giving me like a new excitement because I know how many people don't know about any of this, and we're like ahead of the game.
Yes. Yeah, me too. I'm excited about all of this. And again, going back to what, we already talked about, if you're not going to do anything, if you're not going to make any kind of changes to your health, to the way you eat, the way you move, I mean, by just adding this to your routine, like if that's all that I can do for someone, right, is be able to educate them and offer them a quality product. I'm excited too, Robert.
Yeah, it just makes sense. And if you
Yes.
notice, in my article I published at the very end, I linked 2 references, and so you'll see the PubMed citation link there, and those are studies that tie into what we've talked about as far as how the omega-3 quality supplements have helped reduce the loss of skeletal muscle in people who do nothing. So obviously, if you're exercising and you're being active, it's a double bang for you.
Yes. Yes.
But some people are just not going. They're not going to exercise.
Yeah.
So when you see like a supplement, and it really does come down to how much. So that person, I would recommend they go with the oil that we recommend and base it 100% on the weight. So they would probably, some people who are heavier would need maybe a bottle and a half a month, or maybe 2 bottles to get that benefit. I mean, maybe even up to a tablespoon. But I think maybe 1 bottle and the one little small one that you can get,
Right.
that would be plenty for someone. And again, we're only talking muscles. We're not talking about all the other benefits.
Yes.
So,
That's
all right.
awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
before we go, Susie, I was really impressed with all of your clients that you sent over to get their carb threshold score done.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you are working with a wide variety of people right now.
I am. I'm working with teenagers all the way up until people in their 80s. So, and I'm really happy about that because that just means, to me that I'm able to help all types of people, female and male, different ages, and that's exciting to me. And I love what I do. I love what I've learned through you, and I'm happy to help people and impact them, influence them for their own good. So um and so I'm always, so I'm ready to take on more as well. So if anybody, out there listening, like what they heard, or just maybe see themselves being able to work with me, absolutely reach out to me. I think the website's on here, right, Robert? And
Yep.
if you go to my website, you're going to be able to click on book a consultation. So click on that and let's talk. Let's see what I can help you with. What would you like to accomplish and how can I help you get there? So, but thanks, Robert.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, because I was looking at one of your clients who worked with you for a while and then came back, or I don't know. There was one, and I printed out their info, but I was very impressed on the results that you've been able to get with these clients. So congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, well, anything you want to say before we go, or anything you like to talk about? Because I'm trying to get Susie to be a regular at least once a week.
I will be, you guys. I'm going to be a regular. Just had a lot of shifting in the last couple of weeks, and I will be a regular, Robert.
Now, one of the things I think you would like to do that I'm maybe in our next live we can do it is I'm taking a few of the, how you get the report when you get the test done?
Yes.
And I want to walk people through the tests.
Yeah, that'd be good.
To let people see, because it's not like you get a 20-page comprehensive report, and walking a person through it and explaining what all these different things that you get back mean, and then showing someone who actually had been using the oil for 4 months, and they got their new report, and they can see how they literally went from red, which is not good, that's insufficient in a lot of areas, to like completely green. And then hear their stories, right? So like when you get your test back and you're in the green, you'll be able to talk about things that you personally experienced, right? You could say, well, here's a study that supports the fact that it helps with menstrual cramps. And I can tell you right now as a witness, it's helped me. Also, let me show you where my numbers were in the beginning, and this is where they are now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that next wave of testing that's coming. So yeah, that's a great idea. We should do that.
I mean, that right there, I mean, what, there's nothing else you can say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the part that I just go like, you know, it's kind of like when, you know, you remember hearing about Rodney King that got beat by the police?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when he got beat, there was literally people on TV on the news saying that he didn't get beat as we're watching the video.
Okay.
it's like, dude, do you realize we can see the video? Like we can see, you know, but remember Shaggy came out with the song, It Wasn't Me.
Yeah.
I saw you, but
it wasn't me.
That wasn't me. I mean, seeing is believing, and if you pull out, you know, your favorite book, I mean, they saw Jesus walk on water.
Right.
Like, how could you see someone walk on water with your own eyes and a storm and then doubt that person? Like, there's so many cool stories in the Bible, right? So you go, okay, Jesus looks at Peter and he says, hey, you're going to deny me 3 times. He goes, oh, Lord, no, come on. Me? No way. He goes, yeah, but it's okay. I still love you. And he did.
Yes, he did.
I mean, what's the guy that kissed him on the cheek, knowing that he just killed
Judas. Him? Judas gave him the kiss of death.
Yeah. So of all those 12 disciples, I mean, we can kind of see some of them in a lot of people.
Yeah. Just human beings, right? Humanity.
Amen. Amen. Okay. Well, anyway, you guys. All right. Well, thank you, Susie, for making time. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform here. But yeah, we definitely will keep this going. I want to make sure that people know that I'm here to help. So we'll keep it going.
And when you said you read through the article, if there's any questions or anything you think I need to elaborate on, let me know, because once I, post something like the article, then I can always add to it. You know what I mean? Go back and make it better.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, you guys. Well, that's Susie. I'm Roberto. Both of our contact information is there. And until the next one, are we out?
We're out.
All right, you guys. We are out of here.